Eastern Airlines was once a dominant player in the American aviation industry. It was celebrated for its innovation, extensive routes, and iconic status as one of the big four domestic airlines in the mid-20th century. Founded in 1926, Eastern Airlines boasted a rich history, a strong market presence, and a reputation as a pioneer in the airline industry. However, by 1991, this aviation giant had filed for bankruptcy and ceased operations entirely. What led to the dramatic downfall of Eastern Airlines? To understand its failure, we must explore a combination of poor management decisions, labor disputes, rising competition, and the broader challenges facing the airline industry during the 1980s. This video delves into the factors that contributed to the collapse of Eastern Airlines and the lessons we can learn from its demise. Eastern Airlines began its journey in 1926 as Pitcairn Aviation, a mail-carrying service. The company evolved into Eastern Air Transport in 1930 and became Eastern Airlines in 1934. Under the leadership of Edward Rickenbacker, a World War I flying ace, Eastern Airlines emerged as a formidable force in the aviation industry. Rickenbacker's vision and leadership transformed Eastern into a powerhouse passenger airline. By the 1940s, Eastern Airlines operated a robust network of domestic routes, particularly along the East Coast. The airline became synonymous with innovation, introducing new aircraft and technologies to improve safety and passenger comfort. During the post-World War II economic boom, Eastern Airlines thrived. It became a household name known for its reliability and excellent service. The airline's famous slogan, "The Wings of Man," reflected its ambition to connect people and cities nationwide. Eastern Airlines reached the pinnacle of its success in the 1960s and 1970s. During this period, the airline expanded its fleet, added international routes, and emerged as a leader in aviation technology. It was the launch customer for several groundbreaking aircraft, including the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, considered a marvel of engineering at the time. Additionally, the airline pioneered the concept of the air shuttle by launching the Eastern Air Shuttle in 1961. This service offered frequent flights between major cities like New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. without requiring reservations. The air shuttle became immensely popular among business travelers and further solidified Eastern's dominance in the market. Eastern Airlines also emerged as a cultural icon, sponsoring major sporting events, partnering with NASA, and even being featured in Hollywood movies. By the late 1970s, the airline was one of the largest in the world, boasting a fleet of over 300 aircraft and nearly 50,000 employees. However, the seeds of its downfall were already being sown. The Airline Deregulation Act of 1978 marked a turning point for the aviation industry. While deregulation created opportunities for new entrants and increased competition, it also posed significant challenges for established carriers like Eastern Airlines. Before deregulation, airlines operated within a highly regulated environment, with the federal government overseeing routes and fares. This system allowed airlines to maintain profitability, even on less popular routes. However, deregulation removed these protections, compelling airlines to compete on price and efficiency. Eastern Airlines, which had long relied on its dominance in the East Coast market, struggled to adapt to this new competitive landscape. Low-cost carriers like Southwest Airlines began to erode Eastern's market share by offering cheaper fares and more flexible services. Furthermore, Eastern Airlines management played a significant role in its decline. Frank Borman, a former astronaut who became the airline's CEO in 1975, faced mounting financial pressures and made several controversial decisions that alienated employees and customers. One of the most damaging moves was the decision to focus on cost-cutting at the expense of service quality. Eastern reduced amenities, cut maintenance budgets, and laid off staff to compete with low-cost carriers. These measures led to deteriorating customer satisfaction and a loss of brand loyalty. Additionally, Borman's leadership style was criticized as being authoritarian and inflexible. His inability to build consensus among stakeholders, particularly the airline's labor unions, created an environment of mistrust and conflict. Labor relations at Eastern Airlines were notoriously contentious. The airline's workforce, which included pilots, flight attendants, and mechanics, was heavily unionized. Over the years, Tensions between management and employees escalated, culminating in bitter labor disputes. The most significant conflicts occurred in the 1980s when Eastern's management attempted to renegotiate labor contracts to reduce costs. The airline's unions resisted these efforts, leading to strikes and work stoppages that disrupted operations and further eroded public confidence in the brand. In 1989, Eastern's mechanics and ground crew, represented by the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, went on strike, grounding the airline. The airline's pilots supported the strike, creating a massive operational crisis. The labor disputes not only crippled Eastern's ability to function, but also damaged its reputation. Customers began to view the airline as unreliable, further accelerating its decline. In 1986, Eastern Airlines was acquired by Texas Air Corporation, led by Frank Lorenzo, a controversial figure in the airline industry. Lorenzo was known for his aggressive cost-cutting measures and union-busting tactics, earning him a reputation as a corporate raider. Under Lorenzo's leadership, Eastern Airlines faced even more significant challenges. His focus on extracting maximum financial value from the airline resulted in more cost-cutting, asset stripping, and divisive labor negotiations. Many critics argue that Lorenzo's management style hastened Eastern's decline. Rather than investing in the airline's long-term viability, Texas Air Corporation prioritized short-term gains, selling valuable assets like aircraft and profitable routes to other airlines. By the late 1980s, Eastern Airlines was in serious financial trouble. The combination of rising competition, labor disputes, and poor management left the airline struggling to survive. In 1989, Eastern filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, hoping to restructure its operations and emerge as a leaner, more competitive company. However, the bankruptcy process was fraught with challenges, including ongoing labor disputes and a lack of investor confidence. After 2 years of financial losses and operational difficulties, Eastern Airlines ceased operations on January 19, 1991. The airline's remaining assets were liquidated, leaving its employees without jobs. The decline of Eastern Airlines offers several important lessons for businesses. Eastern's inability to adapt to the competitive pressures of deregulation was a key factor in its downfall. Businesses must be willing to innovate and evolve to remain relevant in a rapidly changing market. The labor disputes that plagued Eastern highlight the importance of strong employee relations. Building trust and collaboration with employees is essential for long-term success. Eastern's cost-cutting measures eroded its reputation for quality and reliability. Businesses should balance cost management with maintaining customer satisfaction and brand loyalty. Short-term financial gains should never come at the expense of long-term sustainability. Eastern's asset stripping and cost-cutting under Frank Lorenzo's ownership ultimately doomed the airline. Although Eastern Airlines no longer exists, its legacy is a cautionary tale of how even the most successful companies can falter without strong leadership, innovation, and adaptability. Eastern's rise and fall also remind us of the airline industry's challenges, where external factors like deregulation, labor relations, and market competition can profoundly impact a company's fortunes. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one.